Trade limitless on HMX, the next-gen decentralized perpetual exchange. Trade crypto, FX, commodities with up to 1000x leverage on the Arbitrum network. Benefit from low fees, multi-asset collateral support, and cross-margin flexibility. Check them out.
From meme to utility, Floki has it all. NFT metaverse game called Valhalla. Floki University, DeFi, charity, and shopping. Floki is governed by the people, for the people. Floki, together there is no stopping us.
That is about right. This has been a sponsored piece of the content for, highlighting our partners and sponsors for this 5th edition of the Free Trading Congress. I'm your host. My name is Adrian Zdunczyk, CMT Charter Market Technician. Some people know me as CryptoBirb. Been in the space for several years, enough to get it going, enough to figure out how to make money in this extremely ridiculously hard and rough environment that keeps losing money to many. And we're going to change that. We're going to change that with the help of Free Trading Congress, because this is the 5th edition of our free virtual trade camp for traders, where for 7 days straight and beyond, depending if you want to stay or not, you're going to be able to learn how to stop getting wrecked in the markets that are not good for you. Perhaps you've lost a lot of money due to the complete ridiculous amount of scammers in the space who got you tricked, who stole your money, who backstabbed you, who betrayed you when anywhere you go, who literally lost you millions and dollars, also in lost opportunities, right? So for the first time ever, you might actually be talking to a reliable person. As a CMT, as a crypto native CMT, I'm going to do my best that for the next 7 days, you're going to be equipped with the trading professional accredited license knowledge that is going to give you fair treatment, that is going to inspire you to learn behind the closed doors. No trolls allowed, no trolls policy, only positive constructive vibes, so you can learn step by step and with a beginner-friendly information, because this is Free Trading Congress, the 5th edition. Let's get it rolling. This is such an exciting moment. How is everybody doing? Let me know in the chat. I'm your host again, Adrian Zdunczyk, CryptoBirb, CMT Charter Market Technician. We need more CMTs. We need more reliable, accredited guidance in this trading world that is so dirty, that is so full of scammers, of self-proclaimed gurus, fake influencers who are just basically gonna put you into the just shitty ways. You're gonna be stuffed and get dumped on basically every time you go with some shitty tokens. That's the reality. When I talk to hedge funds, when I talk to investment banks, when I advise and consult VIP personas with high net worth profiles, they always talk to me that, why would I invest in crypto? Like, this is such a big scam. This is such a dirty business. Why would I ever dare lose money in there, right? And they say that they perhaps, with all the billions that they have, they just maybe they're going to be able to invest some of those money if they have someone to lead them, if they have someone reliable to take them by the hand, show them what's good in this space, show them who you can trust. And that's the reality, ladies and gentlemen. During our great grand opening, to which warmly and hot, with all my hearted approach, welcome you for the 5th time. We've been rolling. This has become a tradition that every year, or even in the past more than a year, more than once a year, we meet together on this virtual trade camp. Depending on the actual interest, there may be even an extension of 14 days, let's say next year, right? We're going to see how it's going, because eventually this is the 11th month of the year and the 10th month since we kicked off the official bull market. Unlike all the naysayers, unlike all those doomsayers, unlike all those people who got left behind, unloved, and unlike all those people who just basically wish you bad because you deal with anything crypto related, we've been in a strong bull since the beginning of the year. And it's not my opinion, it's the numbers, it's the statistics, it's the facts, it's the history, it's the charts. Charts are the way they are. They do not change because of what I say. It is me who changes, adopting and adjusting to what I see in the chart. That's the whole beauty of technical analysis, of evidence-based technical analysis that is reliable, that is systematic, and that is profitable. And if you come to learn for the next several days how to be better at trading, and you come to do it at no charge for free, then you're in the right place, because you're at the right time of the year to kick off with the Free Trading Congress. So having so many people, let me just check real quick. We've got so many people in the chat. That's it. Front row seat, optimistic. Great comments. We've got some backstage hosts as well, co-hosts, to help us and moderate the chat. So feel free to drop your questions if you have any, because by being your host, I mean providing you with the greatest amount of knowledge, greatest amount of value. That goes inside technical analysis, that goes outside of the markets as well, that goes way into, for instance, trading psychology, trading therapy sessions. You're gonna have so much enjoyment, so much good time, so much joy of learning how difficult real profitable trading is. Again, there are gonna be so many people who are gonna treat you, try to sell you some shit, sell you some tokens that are gonna dump immediately, right? There are so many untrustworthy people in this space that it's very scarce to learn and to have to interact with the right people, with the people who actually want to give you the right reasons and the right education with the right tools to make profitable decisions. So it's good that we have so many people. We've got Hans Nell, my good friend. We've got Cannibal Sheep, Matt Cher. We've got Tomek, OEHR, Tyler Durden. So many great people. Aranya, Tyler Durden again, Chesbro. So many great names. And there's just the chat is pumping. So it's good to have you, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, because there are also some very good, reliable female voices, which I truly appreciate in this space. And some of them are going to be also the ones to give you a good portion of education on the legislative world and what's legal, what's illegal in the crypto that changes so fast. That's coming also on one of the next shows to come, right? So starting off with the grand opening, we are here to talk about the Free Trading Congress just a little bit, right? The purpose, like I said, is fairly simple. We've done this for several years. You're dealing with the reliable trading community at the Burbnest, that is a registered trademark. It is a fully regulated, licensed company operating with license. Myself, as a chartered market technician, I'm actually accredited to give reliable technical analysis, unlike most of the people, which actually is a stamp of approval, stamp of quality and confirmation, stamp of reliability and trust. Why? Not just because I say so, not just because I add 3 letters to my name as a title for the CMT. It is actually the whole code and standards of practice, the code and ethics that I subscribe, that I choose willingly to subscribe under the CFA, under the CMT, right? That basically is a guarantee that if you work with a CMT, you work with a reliable, trustworthy, quality person. And it's very hard to, and scarce in this space. There are only 3,000 CMTs in the world. I'm the only one from my country, which, as a matter of fact, sucks if you think about that, right? Because there should be so many more CMTs. There should be so much of the interest in the actual interest. I don't mean the squiggle lines. I don't mean like trying to guess the future, and flipping the coins 50 times and just throwing a dart and then trading based on that. I mean the actual fact and evidence-based technical analysis, that is statistics, that is giving you information, that is giving you profitable details and trading strategies. There is a difference between all those fake information that you see if you Google stuff, and you see this guy sitting in front of 50 screens, 50 trading monitors. You don't need that. You can trade from your laptop, you can trade from your phone, because it doesn't matter. The device matters less. It matters at all, slightly. However, it matters well, if you are, for instance, an investment bank and you have a trading floor, right, then you're of course going to need the fastest access to information, the best information, the fastest servers, and so on, the most safe, the securest servers, if there's such a word even. However, for regular purpose, for regular trading, in order to be profitable, you don't need to go and trade 1-second candles. Perhaps all you need is to make, in reliable, consistent, consequent manner, the same signal decision again and again and again and again, time after time, week after week, month after month, and year after year. Because if that happens, then eventually you'll discover that the success isn't just pure luck. You don't get successful as a trader by winning a trade or two. Maybe there are going to be a lot of people who are going to tell you, get rich quick, scheme is real. Come join our mining facility. We're going to show you how to make you rich overnight. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's fake. That's fugazi. If you watch The Wolf of Wall Street, that doesn't exist. Okay? So instead, what I can promise is that you're about to get equipped with the profitable guidance, with the profitable strategies, with profitable trading systems. The losses are inevitable. You cannot avoid losses. It's impossible not to lose a single trade ever, which means that you need to get ready for being wrong. More so, you need to get adjusted and acquainted and familiarized with getting wrong quite often. For instance, myself, I get wrong 70% of the time. 7 out of 10 trades, I get wrong. Why? Because the remaining 3 winners that I have over my portfolio are compensating for all the minor losses, because those 3 major tails, those 3 major breakouts that happen on average, they are long-lasting, they're persistent, and these are what takes me exactly to securing minimum 100K profit on my latest trade, which is transparent, fact-based. I post all the screenshots. You know that well that it's real, right? I show you the stamps. So it's possible to be profitable even if you win once every 10 trades. You can have a 10% win rate and still make money on the long term. It means you're going to get wrong 70 or even 90% of the time. You're going to get wrong 9 times out of 10, and you can still make more money than you had in the beginning. And that's because of the risk management principles. That's upon basing the risk management upon technical analysis and an evidence matter and a confirmed backtested profile. There's so much that you're going to get in the next days, right? I wish I could give you a glimpse into all of that. However, this is going to unveil step by step, one after another, right? And there's so much more. This free trade school camp is just started. So speaking of the evolving world of crypto, trends are forecasts. We're going to have some charts. We're going to have some trends, right? So let me give you a little bit of anecdote. I took to a lot of fund managers, institutions, projects, and what I'm noticing is that human behavior is so much more dependent on the biases than actual fact, right? What we do is when we get angry, when we want something badly, we may justify that and kind of like just tries to prove it to ourselves for whatever reason in our mind, compartmentalize that somehow so that it fits into our feelings. However, interestingly enough, there is this excellent book by Daniel Kahneman about the thinking in fast and slow system 1, system 2, as well as the noise, which basically says that it is extremely unreliable to make decisions based on our gut feelings, based on our imagination. If you want to make money trading, you must rely on the facts. You must rely on the numbers. The numbers don't lie. Because on one single day, I may love or hate the same meal. I may love or hate to eat a burger. I may love or hate to eat a pizza. And this is one and the same pizza. It's just my attitude, just my approach, just my feeling that changes. So we can be unreliable within ourselves. Daniel Kahneman always says that there's the crowd within oneself. There's a crowd within ourselves. There are more than 2 people in ourselves, right? We tend to disagree with each other not more than often than we do with ourselves. For whenever you wake up, you may not feel like having a pizza, and just 2 hours later, you may eat 5 pizzas. it doesn't change what pizza is. It changes your attitude. It changes your feeling. It changes your actual desires, right? So driven by desires, we make a lot of different strange choices. And if we continue to rely on our desires, if we continue to rely on what we feel versus what we look at as the facts, as the charts, as the trends, then it is a losing journey. So step one of any slightest improvement, if you want to get some immediate steps to start improving crypto, how to become a profitable trader, you need to reject opinions. Fuck opinions. Just don't do it. Don't take any opinions. Don't have an opinion about the market at all. Myself, I have no idea what's going to happen in the future. I can roll a dice. I can feel the blow of the wind, the gust of wind on my face. I'm not going to guess it. I don't know what that is, right? There's so much unpredictability in the market that it doesn't make sense to even try to guess the future, because most of the time we're going to be wrong. Okay? Because if you've heard of the butterfly effect in the ever-changing regime and environment of crypto, then it takes one flap of a tiny wing of a butterfly to change what's happening on the other side of the planet, because it may cause a hurricane somewhere. You know what I mean? So it is improbable, impossible to continue guessing and being right. How many times in life can you win a lottery? So trying to guess trades instead of relying on numbers, on facts, on indicators is like trying to win a lottery every day of your life. How many times have you won a lottery? Put that in a comment. Let me know in the comment if you've ever won a lottery. I never won. I really wish that you actually did. Let me know if you won a lottery, if you ever won a lottery. To take a lotto ticket and win it, to take a horse betting ticket and win it, right? Something that you cannot control, something that happens due to the chance, something that is beyond our control, something that is full of chaos and entropy and unpredictability. We cannot control that. So if we cannot control that, then why would you make your choices on something that is even beyond your slightest piece of control? What's only in your control is how you position yourself, adjusting and adapting to facts, to something that had already happened. The fact is 100% probable event from the statistics. It is something that happened. It is something that is irrefutable. It is something that basically is written in the books because it had happened. We cannot change the past. It just happened, right? So we cannot deny the bull market trend that has been going up for 10 months straight. We cannot pretend it's going down, right? It has happened. It has happened. So if that happened, you cannot deny that. So why we keep saying that this is a bear market? Why we keep saying that, hey, listen, I'm going to short this to the ground. I'm going to short this to the bottom. Well, because we try to convey and transpire our emotions, what we feel, what we fear, and what we desire into the charts. And that's how we kind of like try to position the squiggle lines, just maybe run the trend line the other way, right? So do not bet your life on winning a lottery, because that happens one every 100 million times. So if you keep on betting your money again and again, putting all your life savings to win the lottery and try to guess the future, try to guess if the market goes up or down, right? Especially the next minute, or especially in the next 5 years, then you're going to lose money, and you're going to lose money faster than you can probably say Mississippi Leslie or something, or the Worcestershire sauce or something like this, right? So rely on the facts, check back the facts. Do not rely on the opinions. I do not focus on what I feel about the market. I don't care. I'm numb. I've lost so much money. I've lost millions of dollars in actual losses, and I lost hundreds of millions of dollars probably in the lost opportunities, right? So I don't care where the market goes, because what I know is that I'm running on a profitable, reliable, tested system. And even though I may experience losses, and I'm going to experience losses 70% of the time, 70, then I know that even I still have the losses, right? I'm going to be able to just be better than this, right? Hold on 1 second. Yeah, classic fire alarm in the hotel. Yeah, so regardless of the amount of trades I take, right? Out of 100 trades on average, I'm going to win about 30 out of them, right? If there are going to be 70 of the losses, even if they are in the row, then we're still going to be able to basically take the winning portions to outperform and beat the losing positions, because there is this asymmetry. Because if you use the trends, the trends are going to outperform those minor tiny losses that are going to get chopped in the sideways. So there's so much more that you're going to be able to learn about the trading systems, about the trading strategies, about trend following, mean reversion, chart pattern recognition, and so much more. And you better hold on tight, because there's so much of the knowledge that you're going to get discovered. Speaking of trends, again, if I'm going to show you real quick the chart, right? Let me just show it real quick to you. Let's see the chart, right? This is a chart of Bitcoin, and it's basically trending higher, right? If you let me just show it off here. There you go, right? 15,500 1 year ago. Let me know if you can see the screen in the comments. So 1 year ago, we bottomed out at 15,500. We continue to move higher ever since, right? And against all the naysayers, against all the doomsayers, against all the disbelievers, we continue to make higher highs and higher lows, right? Higher highs and higher lows is a classical definition of an upward trend, and a long-term upward trend is a bull market. If we don't believe that, and guess what? This has already happened. I cannot deny something that happened. I cannot deny that the market is going higher. I cannot deny the market has moved from 15,500 a year ago to 38,000 or 30 whatever thousand right now. Okay, so this is irrefutable, right? If somebody says that this is a bear market, it's basically they're saying that the market is not going up, that the market is going downside, right? Which means that it will be lower than 15,500. But guess what? It's about 36,200 right now. It's not lower, it's higher. Okay, so if we take a look at the actual trends, so let's take a look at this one, right? The 200-day moving average that represents the bull market or a bear market. Let's actually have this one real quick. Right? So this is a technical chart representing the price history of Bitcoin with a couple of different techniques or indicators presented, such as the volume, such as the price action itself, right? Such as the trend lines. And what we know, again, is that line representing the 200-day moving average, which is the direct representation of a trend. This is a Bitcoin trend. This is average Bitcoin price. And guess what? Ever since the first breakout in January 2023, right? We actually got to see this massive push, 15,500 all the way to over 25,000. First resistance actually, luckily, kind of like accidentally happened to be the similar place of previous areas of interest. What matters is that this average representing the dominant trend is rising, and it's rising not accidentally. It's rising for 7, 8, 10 months straight. So what it means is that even the most conservative bears had about 8 months to recognize and stop denying the reality, because the trend that was present as the falling bear market trend in 2022 at first made the plateau, just got flattened, and then it shifted upwards, and it's moving upwards persistently, continuously, and consequently, taking us from about 20,000 all the way to almost 30,000, right? So what does it tell us? It tells us that we cannot deny something that happened. Denying that this is a bull market is basically ignoring everything that happened here, is ignoring the months and months of consequent growth, right? And even though we don't know the future, we still know for a fact something that had happened, and we cannot deny that. We cannot refute, right? We cannot refuse the irrefutable. We cannot refuse something that happened. And the bull market happened. It is 100% guarantee probable thing. And yet, there are people who would deny this. And they're denying this not because of the market. They're denying this because of their feelings, right? So as long as you stop denying the reality, stop denying the numbers, stop arguing with the market, and accept that I was wrong, I made a mistake, and I'm happy to take the loss, and the market is right, and the next one, I'm going to adjust and adapt with the market because the market is right. The numbers don't lie. Okay, so speaking of trends and forecasts, again, we have no idea what's going to happen on the on the right hand side of the chart. We have no idea. The history is yet to be written, right? We have no idea what's going to happen. What we know is that something that had already happened. This is something that is 100% guaranteed. On the right hand side, we can only throw darts and pray to God that you're going to be right. But then, how many times in your life are you going to win the lottery? Day after day after day, week after week after week, month after month, a year after year. It's impossible to keep winning the lottery statistically every single day of your life. It's impossible to be right because there are so many hundreds of millions of people basically just trying to beat you in the game, and they have statistically almost the same chances or similar. So you have one chance out of hundreds of thousands and millions, hundreds of millions basically, to win lottery, and even less if you expect it to happen twice every day, or if you expect it to happen, time after time and day after day. So instead of focusing on the forecasts, which are at times, like a trick, you may try to have fun on making forecasts. Hey, listen, hey, I think the market is going to go up, or I think the market is going to go down, or I think the market is immediately going to refute everything that happened, is just immediately going to nuke to zero, minus 5,000, right? You can play the forecasts. However, if you start putting money on your forecast, something that is on the right hand side, something that is undefined yet, something that is yet to be shown and written, then this is the simplest way to complete financial ruin. And if that happens, and if you continue to rely on your luck, something that happens abnormally rarely, if you continue to ignore all the facts, then this is the simplest recipe, the fastest way to complete bottomless ruin, poverty, sadness, depression, right? So rely on something that happened, rely on the facts, rely on the trends. If this is a bull market trend, because not what I say, but because it grows and rises for 8, 9, 10 consecutive months, and it climbs higher, then why would you refuse that? Why would you deny that? Instead of getting on the train and letting it ride you wherever it goes. Perhaps it's going to go past 100,000. Perhaps it's going to go past 50,000. Perhaps it's going to stop at 97. Perhaps it's going to go to 367. Nobody knows that, right? And I would lie like most of the other people there, telling you exactly that I know what's going to be the future. I have no idea. And I tell you what, I'm not even trying to guess it because I'll be wrong 99.999% of the time. And I'm not going to bet all my life savings. I'm not going to bet living on my family. I'm not going to bet all my money that I have just to be right one every 10 million times, right? So God bless you too, Josie. God bless you too as well, my friend. So good to have you. That's a little bit of a, again, reminder for the opening speech for the grand opening of our free trading congress, the 5th edition of our free trading congress, where in the past tens of thousands of traders got helped right exactly when they needed it. We did it exactly last year when the FTX crashed, when the FTX collapsed. It took down the lives and broke down the lives into depression, into devastating ruin and losses of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. Many of them got the actual free guidance and reliable trading community that the Birb Nest is since 2017. That's right. The Birb Nest is going to soon celebrate its 6th birthday. And it's been here for a reason. It's been here for the quality. It's been here because it's reasonable. It's been here because of the excellent team that we have on our side, right? The Birb Nest has been about people. It is for traders, from traders, by traders. And we are basically saving crypto bros since 2017. And opportunities like this one, where we highlight that the best time is now, which is what we did the last year. Last year at the market bottom, where we hosted the 4th edition of the Free Trading Congress, we said the best time is now. And it was. Right now, we are talking about 120% higher in terms of the Bitcoin price measurement. And I'm still saying that the best time is now. The best time to invest in your education. And you don't need to invest money. Money is just a secondary thing. You can always get more money. I'm talking about your time investment. If you dedicate your emotions, if you dedicate your willingness to give up on the emotions, focus on the facts, focus on what is what instead of what I feel about the world, what I feel the market is going to happen, is going to do, then this is where you discover that there is a whole new world and a whole new horizon of profitable trading that you're about to discover. And even if you've already done some courses, even if you've already been to some trading communities, even if you've lost money due to the scams and phishing attempts and they hacked your wallet, listen, I've been everywhere. I've lost all the money in all the unimaginable ways you can think of, right? It happens. However, you can always build more money. You can always go and chase your 9 to 5. It's fine. There is no shame in that. You can work hard for your money. However, what you cannot get more of is your time. And the Warren Buffett, one of my favorite quotes, he once said that the best investment you can make is an investment in yourself. Because the more you learn, the more you will actually earn. Okay? This is me paraphrasing Warren Buffett, who is basically proclaimed as one of the best investors of all time. Regardless what he says about Bitcoin, this quote is particularly good. Invest in yourself, right? Get yourselves books instead of trying to get this get rich quick scheme, make me rich millionaire overnight solutions and going for all the crazy and fancy, 100% win rate solutions and those indicators that are going to basically make you money, never lose a single cent. That's bullshit. That doesn't exist. I'm sorry to all those, who actually may feel disappointed. Holy grails do not exist in trading. There are no holy grails in trading. There's no way to prevent you from losses. Still, guess what? You're going to be able to equip yourself with the knowledge and experience to accept the losses and move on. Because if you manage and control the losses, you're going to be able to actually outperform the winning trades if you give it a chance. Right? So let me know real quick. This is a little bit of a question. I want to get to know you better. I see so many incredible people in the chat here. So many long-time friends and long-time faces that I see again. That makes me so happy. Please let me know if you have ever experienced losses, if you have ever got scammed, if you have ever got rug pulled, if you've ever got hacked. Let me know in the comment, what was that? What was that made you lose all the money? Tell me. Let's share the experience. I had all of those. I got lost. I got hacked. I got, I lost money to wrong addresses. I lost literally hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars. Right? Tell me what it is. What's your biggest nightmare experience that you had in crypto? What's the biggest loss that you had? Not even in terms of the numbers, just what it kind of like gave you this. What happened? So many times, right? 2PGG saying so many times. Same here. Over leveraged, right? Emotions, scam on BTC, over leveraged, got hacked for 70K, Tuan says. Right? Losing as part of a deal, risk management is key. I perfectly agree. So it's so easy to get scammed in this space. It's so easy to lose all your money, right? It's holding onto a trade for too long and not taking profits. That's exactly, I've been there, we've done that. This is natural part of a process. Still, guess what? You're here in the right place to make up for better. And so many of the people who are denying the reality, they do not accept that they need to learn more. They do not accept that the market is heading upwards and that they are wrong. They do not accept the reality. And the acceptance is that changes everything. All right. So speaking of how to stay ahead in fast-paced crypto markets, because that's the main point on the agenda. How to stay ahead. What does it mean to stay ahead? To stay ahead, basically, is difficult because it means positioning yourself faster than anybody. It means relying on guessing and forecasting and predictions turning out right. Okay, so staying ahead in fast-paced crypto markets is a little bit like, again, trying to chase, what's on the right hand side, even though we don't know that. Okay, so there are certain techniques, such as, for instance, the momentum techniques, right, or the mean reversion techniques, I should say, the range trading techniques, so that if you go to lower time frames, you're going to notice that the market is extremely noisy, that there is a lot of non-technical movements, that there is a lot of randomness, that there is a lot of just this erratic price movement that doesn't contribute to the general picture. It just chops around, right? It just kind of like chops around left and right, up and down. And it's not constructive, it's not consequent, it's almost random. And you're right, it actually is random. Most of the time it's random. If you go to 5-minute chart, right, then you're going to notice that most of the time we move sideways. And this sideways movement is actually more or less random. It's almost like a random walk. You're going to have 50% chance of going up and down every time you go there, right? Which basically means it's very difficult to expand to a long-term tail. So this is why on the lower time frames, you only see most of those kind of like short tails, most of those short range-bound movements, while on the long chart, on the long-term time frame, you see those longer tails develop over the years and months. This is where you see the long-term bull markets and the bear markets. Anything else is, below 1 hour time frame is fairly accidental, right? It's kind of like coincidental, it's accidental, it's impacted by a lot of incredibly irrelevant things, right? Imagine, I'm pretty positive that something like that had happened in the past. Imagine you're a banker and you're responsible for your hedge fund, and you get drunk in a bar, and just by accident you open up your phone application, and you literally, out of getting drunk, you press the wrong button, and you just leverage all your fund portfolio and you blow up the fund money. Or you fall asleep at a table, and with your head just knocking the nail, you basically click on the leverage button and just ruin the whole fund money. Something like that can happen. And good luck trying to predict something like that with technical analysis, right? It's impossible. So sometimes, speaking of the forecasting, speaking of the staying ahead, sometimes the markets trend. However, most of the times they move sideways, right? It is especially again just visible, I'd say, here on the daily chart. Okay, because what happens is, especially for Bitcoin, that is an extremely volatile asset, it happens that this is some sort of like a paved pathway with staircase, escalator, and the podiums, right? It's like you try to escalate fast, and then it stalls for about 70% of the time. Then it runs fast again upwards, and then it stalls again for 70% of the time, right? So you basically are looking at the actual major trend movements, the ignitions, the sparks, the impulse waves, as the elite wave practitioners would tell, right? And the range-bound environment. This is what typically happens, right? So about 30% of the time, 30% of the time, you're going to only have the trends. Most of the time, you're going to see sideways. And this sideways is basically like a learned behavior, because how many of you, let me know in the comments, how many of you have heard the buy low, sell high, or buy support, sell resistance heuristic? Let me know if you've ever heard this saying. Okay, let me check it real quick. If you've heard the buy low, sell high, or buy support, sell resistance, let me know if you've heard any of those. And in the meantime, if you're watching that on YouTube, make sure to hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell, because there are so many shows that are just waiting. Hans said he did, right? So buy support, sell resistance. Why would you do it? Or buy low, sell high. What's the actual reason for doing it? Have you ever wondered? Have you ever taken a pause and a second to figure out, why the hell am I even doing this? Right? And guess what? It's a learned behavior. It's something that we learn in the books. It's something that we hear other people say. And everybody just propagates this saying. It is a rule of thumb. It is a heuristic. It is a learned behavior. We keep on doing that even though we don't know why we do this. This eventually makes this whole pattern work. right? Because if there is 10,000 people doing exactly the same thing, even it doesn't make sense, it's still going to work, right? However, if you focus on why we actually do it, then you're about to discover that buying support and selling resistance is less profitable than buying the resistance breakout and selling higher. Buy high and sell higher is more profitable than buy low and sell high, right? So this is pretty interesting. The moment I understood, the moment I figured out the trading systems and the difference between the mean reversion, which basically is range bound, right? It is a limited price action channel, and what you can do is you can there buy low and sell high, because every single time it touches the support area, when the price has previously reacted positively, or the resistance area where the price has reacted negatively and turned down, you would expect this effect to kind of like extrapolate into the future, or would expect that people to do it the same. And there's this heuristic, there's this buy support, sell resistance, and without even knowing why we sell the resistance, we're going to do it just because we know this behavior, just because we learned to do it. However, once in a while, the market moves out of sideways and it breaks violently to the upside, just like it did here at the beginning of the bull market, right? It broke from the sideways noisy pattern and it rallied in just several days about 100% or so, right? Like 80%, 70%. So once every couple of weeks, months, the market breaks out aggressively. And when it does so, it just continues to move higher and higher and faster and stronger, right? So selling resistance here, because of learned behavior, basically sets you up for missing the whole train rally. I know people who shorted the whole bull market of 2018, 2021. I know people who felt that the market was going to turn down. And guess what? It never did. And all they did is they just kept on staring on the sidelines and tried to short the whole bull market while it continued to move higher and higher and higher. Right? So mean reversion is less profitable. But guess what? Because the market moves sideways 70% of the time, you're going to be right. You're going to have profitable trades 70% of the time. However, the trades are limited because there's a channel. It doesn't escape above this. It just is stuck and oscillating in this channel. So if it's stuck, it means there's so much money that you can make only in this channel. That is nothing compared to what happens if it actually breaks out, right? Which is why I'm a trend follower. I trade the breakouts based on volatility confirmation and the adaptive ATR strategies, right? So speaking of the strategies, again, strategies is something personal. It needs to be adapted and adjusted to what you do, to who you are, to how much time you have on your hands. Just maybe you work 9 to 5s, just maybe you work 2 9 to 5s, maybe you work 3 9 to 5s. How on earth would anybody expect you to day trade and make 50 trades a day? It is impossible. Okay, so instead you can choose from your trading strategies. And again, this is just the opening. This is just the grand opening for everybody who's just tuned in. The grand opening of the Free Trading Congress number 5. It is barely a kickoff. And there's so much more that is coming and following up right after. Okay, so speaking of those strategies, we can talk about the buy and hold strategy, which is the simplest, and it's actually going to do well for most of the people in the next 2 to 3 years. However, the risk of buy and hold is that you hold onto all your losses. If the market goes 10x and then it goes down 90%, then you basically land at the same place that it came from. So buy and hold is good if you know when to exit. The position trading, right, is something that I do. You capture the long tails in the market that tend to persist. It let the trends develop and expire. It may happen, it may take weeks, it may take months. Okay, it may take a couple of days as well in the sideways. There's the actual swing trading for some short-term swings that take a couple of days, and they are just some kind of like minor movements, still larger than just a regular normal daily trading range size. There's the day trading that makes you open and close the trade within the same day during the open hours of the market. And there is also the SAP trading. There's also this micro frequency trading that is otherwise known as scalping, right? So if you work 9 to 5, 1 or 2 or 3 shifts, you're not going to have time to scalp. Why would you even bother? Just maybe you're going to have more profit, more fun, more relaxation of trading positions. You take a position once every couple of weeks and you trade along with it, right? And just maybe it's going to be more profitable than what you could ever get with the scalping. So all that along the trading systems, the strategies, is what you're going to discover in the following sessions of the Free Trading Congress, because this is the grand opening. We are just getting started. And before I close off, we're going to have a couple of minutes basically to switch shortly to the next shows, because we've got the next great speakers, great guests coming up. This is your free virtual trading congress, the free trade camp. We're going to learn from the best experts, from the people that actually made it, from the people that are successful, from the people who achieved a lot in the space, and they're going to share all their knowledge with you for free at no cost. How cool is that? Give yourselves a couple of emojis. Give yourselves a round of applause for participating and sticking with the Burbness with me, with CryptoBirb. Adrian Zdunchik, the CMT, your host for the grand opening. You're here. You're already giving yourself a chance to actually make it, right? Education, when you invest your time and invest your energy in education, in investing in yourself, you're going to discover that the whole new world of profitable trading is just getting started, right? So we're going to have, following the next sessions, we're going to have the interactive Q&A sessions. You're going to be able to ask questions. You're going to be able to get those questions answered. Thank you to Antonio Crespo. Could not be more true about scalping. Life got a lot easier with Bpro CTF sending signal now to my trading bot. That's actually great to hear for everybody. Burbicator Pro is the trading system that I use, that we actually unlock to all the people out there. So congratulations, Antonio. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, listen, just to kind of like give you an example, shine the light, I'm gonna take one question. So the first question that pops up on my on my wall here, I'm gonna take an answer real quick. So let me know what would you like to know about the keys trading strategies. What would you know about the trends and forecasts? I'm gonna take one question and slowly transition out to the next speakers. Fajnie, że byłeś, Tomek. Pozdrowienia. Thank you. I'm going to take one question. Exit strategy. Okay, let's take it relax. Exit strategy. Exit strategy is dependent on your technique. Just maybe you're going to exit based on time. Maybe you want to exit after 5 days since the trade started. Maybe you're going to exit based on the price making lower highs and lower lows. Right? If there's some actual consolidation and the inflection point and the market breaks below some threshold, maybe that's where you exit, right? I exit based on the powerful breakout to the downside that takes me back to the cash, right? Whenever, for instance, Bitcoin breaks and violates the support defined by the current time for trader, which is the adaptive ATR strategy, whenever it takes me below, it takes me out to the stop. And guess what? It tells me that the market is not in good shape and condition to continue running in it. So using techniques such as time techniques, such as price action techniques, such as price distance traveled margin, such as volume, such as breadth, volatility, can be used to define our exit points, right? Maybe it's going to be round numbers. Maybe it's going to be 5 days after you entered. Maybe it's going to be the volatility breakout threshold. So a lot of those. I appreciate your question. I promise to take one. There's so much more that's coming up in the next shows. We've got excellent guests. We've got excellent people coming in right in today. There is Dorota Zabotska at 3 Dots. There is Shul Fallings, my good friend, great friend, Al Crypto Gems. And there's also Julius de Campenaar, RRG Research, which is one of the most excellent tools I've ever discovered. And there's so much more coming up right to you, because this was the grand opening of Free Trading Congress 5. And I've been your host, Adrian Zdunchik, CMT, CryptoBirb, for today's session. And do not run away. Do not turn back. We're going to get started the next session right in a couple of minutes. Stay safe. Thank you for participating. This was grand opening. We are just getting started. Let's go.